Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm going to shut my door really quick because I can hear my husband. um, he is all set up in the garage and he is loving some music right now. And I can hear it fluttering into the house. All right, I am going to try to get myself together here. I was working on something, so I was just a little behind. And so let me see if I am there. Ta-da! I see myself now. Yay! And I see this. So we're going to put it down. If you are here, let me know that you are here. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Deb. We're back to cold weather today, y'all. Oh, y'all, I need something to keep my allergies from not going so crazy, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Hold on. I'm gonna tighten some things up. They keep falling apart over here. I'm sure it's because I move it around so much. But again, it was crazy, or it was cold today, and I wore short sleeve shirts, and then I had to wear a jacket all day. So it's kind of crazy. Welcome to the South, right? South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. So crazy. All right. If you are here, make sure you also give a thumbs up and let me know you're here so that I can say hello. And I don't really have much to show you tonight as far as like classes or anything. I'm working on the summer retreat that will come out. I would say probably the middle of April. So we're gonna so I've been kind of working on that, but I'm not gonna share it until it's completely done, tutorial and all, and I'm working on the tutorial now. So hello Verna, hello. So we're just gonna dive right on into crafting tonight, and we are gonna use, I had a hard time. I was trying to figure out to either use the Made with Sweetness, which is this one here, or use the Filled with Sweetness bundle. And y'all, I couldn't do it. I couldn't just pick one because I like the sentiments in this for cards. And I like the labels in this one. But then I love the fruits and all of that. So I just decided to do both. So if you have one or the other, you can obviously switch your projects up and do whatever you have. If you want to copy it, 80s this week, 60s next week. I know, right, Deb? Right? And well, that's the crazy thing. So it's been really cold in the morning, and then like some of the afternoons it has been like 90 degrees, but it's been like 50 in the morning. So I don't even know how to dress, I don't think. I think it's just up in the air. Maybe I just need to take a pair of clothes with me to school every day. But it was actually still a little chilly when I came out today, so from school. So I haven't been out really since I got home. I've been working on stuff. So I was going to show you though a quick little project. So this was in my card class for March, and it used the Filled with Sweetness because I wanted to do something simple. I tend to do simple projects for beginners at my card classes. Not that I really have that many beginners since I've moved to Darlington. The ladies who come have been doing it longer than I have. So, but I felt like this kind of, I love blueberries, especially cold ones during the summer. And so I created that one. And then this one is pretty much a case right off the website. And sometimes I'll do those when I get stuck. And so I did this. For those of you who don't know, this is all fussy cut. But it actually didn't take very long to do that. So I thought it was a cute card, and so I wanted to recreate it. I changed it up just a little bit. This is the bow that's actually in the die set. So I didn't do like the regular bow. And then I changed like the location and the size of the card. But anyway, so I did those two, and I will show those on my blog probably later this week. I've got a couple other cards that I want to create that are in my head. We'll see if they can come out on paper properly. And then I'll show those too and do quick little videos for those. But tonight we're going to dive in and we're going to get some of these cards created. We have two. Let's see if I can get my, okay, hold on. There it goes. Ah. It got stuck. It wouldn't go in. All right, let's see if I can get that stabilized. I have a little, I guess it's considered a fancy holder, but it moves a lot for me because I have to move it around for all the different videos that I do. But anyway, so it's been sticking a lot lately. So I hope that doesn't mean I have to buy a new one because it's not cheap. I don't do the fancy programs and all that, but I do the fancy stand. Kathy, you're yeah, fussy cussing according to Michelle, right? And it didn't want to post your comment. It didn't like your comment with the fussy. Okay, so this is our first card, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this one's a little bit more detailed because you do have to cut out, let me show you. You have to cut out all these pieces here. Okay, so it's all the different fruit parts, but it's going to be easy to put them together. I also put adhesive sheets on the back, so it took me forever, but I felt like it was worth it. I did, because they're cute. And the great thing is you could mix them up and do all kinds of things with them. You could probably turn them into other fruits if you wanted to. I don't know, you might be able to turn this one into a watermelon if you added a couple things to it. You guys are all genius, so y'all could do that. Me, on the other hand, well, I just try to keep it more simple, and this was definitely outside of my box because it was a lot of cutting. But Kathy, the fussy cutting actually was not that bad since it was straight lines, so it wasn't horrible. So we're going to do a piece of designer series paper right on top. You can use either side. I think both sides of this paper would work. There is a blog post, so you can go grab all the products used over there. And it is live because I double checked it a minute ago. I had to correct a photo on there because I didn't label it right. And so I went ahead and published it when I was there. So it is live and ready to go. Okay, so then we're going to attach this, and this is going to get popped up, and I did emboss it, so you should be able to see that in the camera, I think. Let's see, maybe not. I don't know. There we go. Get it a little closer. And we're going to attach it with some dimensionals. Give it a little pop up, because it's always better popped up, right? And it's going to go the whole length of the card. So we're going to put quite a few dimensionals on here since it's a little bit larger than our typical little stretch. All right, get all these off because, you know, got to have plenty of them on there. And it's going to be weighed down a little bit with all of our extra pieces. So I felt like it needed the extra dimensionals. Then we're just going to line it up from edge to edge. Make sure it's pretty straight. And then we're going to start putting all of our little pieces together. So I'm going to set all this aside. And here's what we're gonna do. Everything has a adhesive sheet on the back. Okay, so I needed to make it easy for myself to put them all together and not have to use our favorite thing in the whole wide world, Deb, liquid glue. And Verna and I got to talk bad about liquid glue on Saturday at Angie's class, and it was nice. It was nice to have somebody else agree with me. All right, let me see if I can get that little piece out there. Maybe not. So we're gonna poke it out. All right. That'll work. I think the lights are real bright today. And then we're gonna line it up and put it over. And there you go. And what I love about the strawberries, on our next card, we're going to do the strawberries too, and they're all different colors. So I loved that you can do that kind of with strawberries and fruit and do all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. Now, this we're going to do as a lime, but what I want to do share with you is that this does not go all the way to the edge, okay? So you line it up at the top, and then or almost to the top, really. You can go to the edge if you want. But just know that you're going to have a little bit of an edge around that's completely open. That is meant to be, okay? Kind of worried me at first until I went and looked at a bunch of pictures to make sure it was right. All right, and then we've got our raspberry here. So we'll take the backing off of that. And then we're going to lay it over like that. And then let's do our cantaloupe. This one will be a little trickier getting that backing off, but there it is. Nancy, you like using the liquid glue too? Ugh. What? No. I know that's Deb. Deb loves her liquid glue, but it explodes for me. No matter what I do, it explodes. It'll tell me, it'll suck me in. It'll be like, okay, I'm going to be really nice. It'll be really easy for you. I'm going to be perfect, give you just enough. And then right when I'm like, okay, I got this, then it psychs me out and it gives me a big old blob right in the middle of my project. So we have a love-hate relationship. All right, and then we're going to do our blueberry. And I didn't do, instead of doing like blue on blue, I went ahead and did this as green. Usually it is a dark blue, but I wanted it to stand out a little bit. And you know what? We're crafting, so we can make it whatever color we want, right? Then we've got our cherry. And I'm going to actually take and slide this in this hole. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my scissors and just kind of stick my scissors down in here like this, just to kind of give it a little bit more of an like ease to be able to get this little stick through, okay? Because it doesn't really like to go through when you just try to stick it through. But I felt like this allowed it to be a little easier. Okay, then I'm going to kind of push on that so that it stays. There we go. Then we're going to lay that down. And let's move that over. Then we're going to take our leaf that's going to come out of it. And we're going to stick that right about there. Okay, then I'm just going to lightly lay those down. I don't want it to stick to the table. Then this is going to be for our raspberry. And you're going to notice that your little leafy tops are different. I really don't think either one would matter, but this is a little wider, so I'm going to put that on the strawberry. And then this is a little less wider, so we're going to put that on our raspberry. All right, and so then we'll take that backing off, and then we'll add that there. Ta-da! Okay, then we've got all those done, so now let's stamp our sentiment. And we're going to use Blueberry Bushel. I thought that was a good name since we're putting a blueberry on it. You could do Strawberry Slush too. But I decided to go with a little bit of the fruit color. You're the Sweetest. And then it senses my fear. Deb, I just saw that comment. That is hysterical. It probably does. It probably does. I think it, well, and I think it wants to keep me on my toes. It always wants to keep me on my toes. Okay, so now that we've got all those put together, we're going to line them up on our little sheet here. And again, I have adhesive sheets on the back of most of them, like I don't on the back of the blueberry. But we're going to pop that one up. All right, so we're going to put this one kind of down like this. And then we're going to put this one. Oh, I didn't on that one either. So let's do some adhesive. And we're going to stick this one right here like that. And then we're going to pop up our blueberry with a dimensional. We're actually going to put 2 dimensionals on here. I think I can get 2 of them on here. There we go. And I'm putting 2 on it so it's not wobbly. And we're going to stick this here like that. Then let's go over here and put our strawberry there. This is going to kind of come up here. Make sure you do it so that you don't hang that off too much. So we'll put it here. All right, and then our cantaloupe will go right about here. And our cherry will go right about here. Like that. Okay, then this is going to go right about here. We're actually going to move it up a little bit. I tried to kind of put them a little bit further to the edges so that it doesn't really cover up. You'll see it's covering up kind of the cherry and the lime there. So then we're going to pop up our sentiment. And we're going to get these backs off if it'll come off. There we go. Then we're going to stick this right here like that. Okay, and then we'll take our ribbon. We will tie a bow with it. And this is actually some easy ribbon to tie a bow with. It's not too shabby at all. Oh, did you, Nancy? Okay, good, because club for April, or to-go class, whatever you really want to call it. It's kind of club for most of you. It's actually going to be this one as well. It's going to be the Filled with Sweetness. And then there will be a couple of like dies that we use from the Made with Sweetness, but I'll have all that cut out for you. So yeah, I'm super excited. I have one more project that I've got to kind of create. And since I was creating for YouTube Live, I struggled with the last card, but I think I have it. And so for club, and then I will have all that posted too, so people can see them. Okay, so I think I like that better, definitely, with the lime there, but I'm going to move it over just a little bit more so that you can see the cherry, because the cherry is kind of my favorite. There we go. Okay, then next we're going to add some embellishments. And I love these. I know I've used these a lot in our lives and stuff, but I love the yellow ones with this because it kind of goes along with this background. So that is why I chose that, because it has that hint of yellow in it. So we're gonna add a bunch to our page, or to our card here. And then let's add one more right over there. And then ta-da, there we go. This is crooked, so let me fix that, because that'll bother me later. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, so again, once you get everything cut out with it, it is definitely much easier. It goes together pretty quickly, but again, you do have to cut all those things out. So once you do that, though, it's pretty easy to put together. All right, let's move on to card number 2. And actually, it's not a card. It is a gift card holder. Okay, so when I got this set in, all I could picture was, of course, these are dividers for like a recipe box or recipe, you know, I don't even know, recipe book, I guess, binder kind of thing. You see the dividers a lot in the binders and in the boxes, right? But all I could see was a gift card holder, that it would be really easy to create a gift card holder with it. So that is what we're doing, because who doesn't need a gift card with fruity sweetness on the front, right? So that's what we're doing. And we're going to pull this out here. All our little pieces. And then we're going to grab our, here it is. I'm going to grab my scoring tool here. And this is the big sheet. So half a sheet of cardstock is what you're going to do. Then you're going to put it in with your label tab all the way in. And then you're going to score at 3. Okay. And you're going to score at 6. Just like that. Then you're going to flip it so that your flat part is all the way down here, and you're going to score at 1. Okay? So simple and easy. Then I'm actually going to grab these scissors because these cut a little bit better. We're going to score on all these lines. We're going to give them a good burnish. And we're going to open it up. We are going to, so what we actually want is this piece to be our flap that will fold to the back. So we are going to cut up at an angle, cut off an angle over here, and then we're going to cut this short strip here with a little angle at the bottom, and then we're going to cut off this whole part. So we're almost making like a little envelope with it. Okay. Then we are going to take some tear-in tape, because we're going to make it easy for ourselves. We're going to line it up and run it all the way there. And then take off that back. And, oops, I'm throwing stuff now. And this is going to attach together here like that. And you're going to notice there's just a tiny little gap. You can't even really see it there, okay? And that is completely fine. It did not bother me because you really won't be able to see that once you put the designer series paper and all that on. Then we're going to take the tear-in tape, since we already have it out. And we're going to add 2 strips of it across this bottom part. And then fold it up. And I love doing little gift card holders all the time. Oh, thank you, Verna. And then we're going to take 2. We're gonna take 2. We have 2 colors, but that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna take strawberry slush, and we're gonna take our little ladybug, just because I thought it was cute, and we're gonna actually stamp on the front all over. And I am doing it fast, so I need to probably slow down just a touch. All right, let's do that. And then there, side, and the butt part, and I think we'll be good. Let's do there. Okay. Then you are going to take our little piece of designer series paper here. And I'm going to tell you, it is not going to go all the way across, but that's okay because you're going to cover it up here. But what I did was I wanted it to not use more than a whole strip of the designer series paper. So between these two, it was a strip of 1.5, no, 1.25, I think it is. 1.25 by 6, or 1.25 by 12. And then I cut it in half so that I didn't have to waste more paper. So we're going to come over here and then we're going to fold this. And you can line it up. The great thing about this side of the designer series paper is you can see if you're straight. Again, it's not going to be horrible if you're not. And then we're going to give it a good burnish there. And then we're going to fold this side over like that. And you can see it's just got a small little gap. That's it. Okay. Then we're going to take our seal and go just like that and adhere it. And then take our seal on this side and adhere it. Just like that. Okay. Then I've already cut everything else out. This is a little, let me show you. So this is from Capturing the Smiles. This is actually part of the camera that goes right here, but it makes a cute little tag, and I just wanted a little bit in the background, and so I felt like that worked well with it. So you could pick any label that you wanted though. All right, so let's take and put our strawberries together. And it is easy to figure out how it all comes together maybe. There we go. All right. And then I did it so it was kind of the opposite. So like the strawberry slush is on the front and then of that one and the flirty flamingos on the back. Then the flirty flamingo will be on top for this one. Which I thought was kind of fun. Making it easy. I feel like it doesn't like me and won't line up. There we go. Okay. I did have it the right direction. And then we've got our little leafy tops. And because I was trying to just cut everything out, I did one of the larger one and I did one of the smaller one. Again, you can make them fit on your strawberry. The stems are never the same, right? Never, ever, ever. Okay, then we're going to flip those over. Let's actually flip this over too. We're going to put dimensionals on the back of this. And we're actually going to stick one across there. And the reason for that is we're going to tie our bow and attach it to there. All right, so then we're going to come down here, that side, and then the bottom. And then it's going to go right here, up here like this at an angle. Then we've got our strawberry slush. I will say that I feel like there's a lot of strawberry slush on this. So totally up to you if you want to change this. Pretty in pink would be really good in the background for that. That would be real good. Or you could even do like a Misty Moonlight. You could change that designer series paper to go along with like all the rest of the ink. Okay, so I need to put dimensionals just on this edge right here. Okay, so down this edge. And let's cut our dimensionals here. And hello, Christina. All right, so this edge here, and then let's put it across here. Like, eek, my fingers are getting stuck. Like that. Okay. And then the rest will attach to this layer right here. Okay. Nope, I put it too far. It needs to go down here on the bottom. There we go. All right. So it'll go kind of like that. All right, so you attach that down. Then we've got a piece of the same designer series paper from here. This is the notebook paper. So I cut a little piece and we're gonna stamp thank you in Misty Moonlight. I just felt like it gave it a little, well, gave me a little reason to line it up straight. And we're gonna stamp it right there in between the lines. Then we're gonna take, oh, let me shut this up first. I do not need to wear it. Then we're gonna cut off, you don't need the little red lines, so we're gonna cut this at an angle on each side to give it a banner look. And you could even make it a little smaller if you wanted to cut that top part off, but I'm not really worried about it. We're going to put a touch of adhesive on that end, and then we're going to take and put a dimensional on that end. It's going to hang off right about here, like that. Okay, then we're going to tie our ribbon, and I am actually almost out of this ribbon. Maybe only a couple more bows. And we're just going to tie a little bow, not a huge one. There we go. And then we'll trim this side. And then the glue is already there. So all you're going to do is take and attach it right there to that dimensional. And let's put this back on so I don't stab myself later. And we'll add on our little embellishments. And of course, because we're using strawberries, we are going to add one strawberry to our card right there. And then we're going to do our Misty Moonlight. Add one here, and then a big one right here. Oh, and let's add one more strawberry. One more strawberry right here. Right there. Okay, and then last but not least, you want to put in your gift card. And I have another one. Oh, there it is. It is behind me. I collect gift cards. Once they are completed being used, I stash them in a drawer so that I have them for these fun little things. And then you can stick that in. The great thing too is it's a little bigger, so you could even cut a piece of cardstock, white cardstock, stick it back there and have a little note on it as well. So there we go. There is our second project. And then here's our first one. And I'll move all this fun stuff out the way so you can see. And then here were the other two projects that I had that will go on the blog later this week as well. But I wanted to show those to you. And some of you who come that are on here actually come to class. So you actually created that already. All right, make sure you go check out that blog so that you can grab all of the measurements and the products used so that you can recreate these projects. And I'd love to see how you change them up for yourself. So make sure you go over to Facebook and post over there. You can post under any of the posts that I have to show those samples. Thank you, Deb. You know what? You are correct, Kathy. That ladybug would look really cute on a lot of things. And the amazing thing is, they actually even have die cuts to go along with it. So you could stamp in color. But I did not do that because after cutting all those out, I was kind of done. So, all right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you guys next Monday. And I will be on spring break then too. So yay! I will be on vacation, which means I might have time to put more projects together next week than I typically do in a normal week. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you later.